Well, already I've learned a lot, you know, since the time I've come into the team, observing how he's operated, and I've said that a lot of times in the past that many people have had different styles of captaincy, and I think he's been so successful because he's been able to find the right balance in being offensive with his plans, as well as understanding when the game is dominated by the opposition and how to slow things down. I think that's been his biggest strength, and that's something that I would like to understand, strike a good balance going forward, because it happens in Test cricket, yes, but the shorter format you have to make it happen even quicker, because the game can drift away very quickly. So you need to have more composure, you need to be more aware. Having played a lot of one-day cricket and white ball cricket and batting at 3, I have had a good understanding of how situations can go and how things turn immediately. So I think that would help me being aware in the field, understanding what I would do in this situation as a batsman. So it always helps when you are a top order batsman yourself and you've seen all situations while batting. Yes, definitely I would like to take the bulk of the responsibility now, to bat through the innings, hold one end, let the others express themselves the way they want to with individual plans around me. Obviously, we're talking about a very experienced cricketer. He's played a lot of limited overs matches, and his record speaks for itself. So I'm sure he, with not having that extra burden of taking responsibility, sometimes it can restrict you as a batsman. I've also felt that quite a few times, but maybe because my game is dependent on me playing in an offensive way, I haven't had to curb my game down too much, because I knew that if I do that, it won't work for my game and it doesn't benefit the team in any way. But MS was able to absorb that pressure for a long time. But I'm sure with the burden not being there anymore, I'm sure he'll be able to express himself as a batsman, experiment a bit with the offensive skills that he displayed when he came in. Not that he didn't display it after, but he was very calculative with it, understanding the team situation. Now knowing that I'm willing to take up the responsibility, majority of it, he can be more expressive. I saw a stat yesterday, I don't know, somewhere I saw it. 95% of the appeals that he's made in his career have been successful appeals. So as a captain, I have no, sort of extra thinking as far as DRS is concerned. He's one voice. If he tells me it's outside the line or if it's missing, the decision stands there. It's not left up to doubt or any further debate from there on. He's someone who's always been very smart with decision making as far as appeals are concerned as well. So I think his word would be the one word that I would trust as far as DRS is concerned, because he's in the best position, plus he's the most intelligent cricketer around, so there's no doubting that. A player like Shikhar, everyone is aware of his ability. You try to keep that player, someone like Shikhar, in a good headspace, because once he's clear in his head, he can really take the game away from the opposition. That's something we try to do, give him as much space as possible, not speak too much about the game. That's something that I like to do. Knowing the kind of player Shikhar is and the kind of person he is, it's better to leave a guy like that to his own planning and own thinking rather than giving your plans to him, because he's so instinctive. Once he gets going, he just finds more options than anyone else once he's in the game and he has momentum. I've seen guys really struggling to bowl at him when he's in full flow. So yeah, it's all about giving him his own space to prepare initially. In one-day cricket,